Imagine walking alone at dusk, the air thick with mist, when suddenly you catch a glimpse of hooded figures moving silently along the path. You blink and they're gone. Is it a trick of light or something more? This is not just a ghost story. It is one of the many eerie encounters reported here on St. Catherine's Hill. Hello everyone, right behind us, the city of Winchester. But we are also in the South Downs. This is ancient landscape with a rich history, mysterious folklore and reports of spooky sightings. This has remained a place of fascination for thousands of years. Let's have a look at the history and the legends of one of Hampshire's most intriguing locations. St. Catherine's Hill has been a centre of human settlement for at least 2,500 years, way before the city of Winchester was founded. An unfortified hill fort was built here between the 4th and the 1st century BC, before its defences were built around 250 to 200 BC. Around the year 100 BCE, an invading tribe from the continent, the Belgae, took control of the site. Winchester itself was known as Venta Belgarum, and if you go into Winchester, you see the Belgarum name pretty much everywhere. The city became a hub of Roman, Saxon and Norman architecture, and the hill above retained its distinctly ancient character. Even today you can see the outline of the hill fort defences on the skyline. Whispering of a past that predates the Romans. Here, under this clump of trees, lie the remains of St. Catherine's Chapel, a Norman structure built 900 years ago over a pagan site of worship. Now, this is something that happened quite regularly back then. This one was dedicated to St. Catherine, possibly because of the circular form of the hill fort. According to the story, St. Catherine was martyred upon a wheel. The chapel we associate with St. Catherine's Hill is dated back to the 12th century, and by the 16th century it had fallen into ruin, leaving behind a little more than scattered stones. Now this is all that is left of the chapel. Yeah, there's nothing left, just the stones here and there. This plan shows us what St. Catherine would have looked like. It is worth mentioning that there are two converging ley lines crossing right here, so we are going to try a little experiment later on. Stick with me. Gosh, I gotta say that when the sun is not shining here, this becomes really eerie. Perhaps one of the most fascinating and unusual features of St. Catherine's Hill is the Miss Maze. Much like many of England's ancient hill carvings, the Winchester's Miss Maze's origins are uncertain. Its medieval design and proximity to the chapel may indicate that it was created for meditation, penitence and prayer, maybe. And after the steep climb up here, I can understand why this could be considered penitence for some. Unlike most mazes where the turf forms the walkway, here the narrow paths are carved into the ground. Now there are only 2 mazes like this one in the country. So why a maze and why here? There's one theory. The maze might have been created here near the ancient place of worship to create a pilgrimage for those who could not travel to the Holy Land. So they might progress here on their knees in prayer until they reach the center, and each corner serving as a bead in a rosary. That is until they reached Jerusalem, as the center was sometimes called. Or this could be pre-Christian, the sun and the moon and the links with the calendar in the layout. Maybe perhaps a link with the stone circles. I find the LiDAR image of the Miss Maze quite intriguing. Have a look. Christian, pre-Christian, pagan, and there is also a legend linked to the maze which tells of a boy, a student of the historic Winchester College founded in 1382, that in the 1800s was sent here on top of St. Catherine's Hill as punishment. The boy out of boredom carved this labyrinth path, creating the Miss Maze. This apparently messed up the boy so much that one day he jumped off the cliff, rolled into the River Itchen and drowned. The Miss Maze takes 20 minutes to complete, and they say that if you go into the maze with a question on your mind, by the time you reach the center, you have an answer. I think for sure it has to be walked slowly. I'm hearing human whistles and there's no one here but me. This place goes from beautiful to eerie very quickly. One of the most well-known stories associated with St. Catherine's Hill is that of ghostly monks vanishing as soon as they are noticed. Several people have apparently reported seeing shadowy figures resembling monks near the summit at dusk or dawn and, almost sunset. While there is no documented monastery here on the hill, as we said before, there was a chapel, there was the Miss Maze, which suggests that there is some religious significance in all this. It might be residual energy of the monks walking the land. Maybe a favorite place of theirs? Well, couldn't blame them. I mean, this is pretty beautiful, eerie, but beautiful. Being here at sunset feels otherworldly. There is another mystery here that does not involve what you see, but what you hear. Some visitors have reported hearing unexplained sounds, including distant bells, but in all fairness, there are quite a lot of churches around here, so the sound could be transported by the wind, or an echo from the days when the monks walked this land. With its ancient roots, its lost chapel, the eerie Miss Maze and the ghostly legends, this is a very strange and special place. Now I'm going to take a minute and soak this in a little bit. Feel the energy beneath our feet. Who knows what we might experience. I tried a little experiment. I tried dowsing rods in the center of the maze and on top of the hill, and there is nothing. I know that 2 ley lines are supposed to converge here. Well, that didn't happen. I also tried the K2s earlier on. That is also nothing. I find this place quite confusing, and I found it so confusing that I had to shoot this video twice. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give us a thumb up, and I shall see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.